Hello, I'm Dr. Stephen Andrew Missick. I'm running for Texas State Legislature HD 18, and I am the MAGA candidate. I love President Trump. I've actually voted for him. I've actually seen him 4 times. Been in the presence of Donald J. Trump. I want to say I think he's the best president we've had, one of the best presidents in our history. And I mean, just admire his leadership. He changed things around. What's so great about Donald Trump? Creating a robust economy, pursuing peace in the Middle East, the Abraham Accords, effectively moving the ball on peace in the Middle East. I've lived and worked and went to military deployments in the Middle East, and I think it's good to have peace and stability over there. Cutting regulations, stimulating the economy, cutting taxes, confronting the threat of China, dealing with border security, dealing with censorship, fighting for what we believe in as Republicans, because the uniparty Republicans, the rhinos, they don't fight for our principles. And we've always had the latest. We haven't had a real conservative. Think about it since Ronald Reagan. We have Bushes, and they're moderates and leftist Republicans. I mean, Trump showed us that the Trump Republican conservatism works and it benefits society. And then there's the other issue is I was in the Iraq War, and one thing that really bothered me about President George W. Bush was we're out there, we're fighting, we're dying, and he wouldn't take on the media. He would not fight the media back on their attack on the war effort. And it's like, well, why don't you stand up for us? We're fighting for our country, and the media for political purposes is trying to undermine the war effort, and then our commander-in-chief doesn't have the backs of the troops because he's scared of the news media. You got to take these people on. And I'm tired of it. So to see Donald Trump call out the fake news and push back, it's like, that's how you do it. And of course, it invites more opposition, but we're in a battle for the survival of our constitutional republic, and we need a strong fighter that hits back. And you look at Trump, and it's like about time. It's about time for a Republican president to advance a conservative agenda and push back against leftism. Actually, because usually the left and communism, Marxism is always progressing, right? Republicans slow it down a little bit, and it's full steam ahead with the Democrats. But Trump was defeating these people. He's pushing them back and furthering and promoting conservatism and showing conservatism works. And I have to say, I voted for President Trump. I supported him. Honestly, at first I was a Cruz man, and then President Trump comes out and he's dealing with the border issue, which is a crisis. And, that's one of the biggest problems we have. And then some other things that he was saying about his agenda. So this is good. This is the guy that needs to be president. So I supported him. Like I said, I've seen him 4 times in real life, and I voted for him in 2016. I voted for him in 2020. I believe he won, and I want to say a couple of things about President Trump. He won this election in 2020, and it was stolen from us through voter fraud. We got to deal with election integrity issues so we can restore democracy, right? Restore our confidence that this is a legitimate system of government. Otherwise, if elections are corrupt and it's all a joke, then what's the purpose? Everything will collapse. We have to have election integrity. But I believe President Trump won. And these people say, well, let's leave that in the past. We cannot leave a coup in the past. These people have to be held responsible for what they did to our country. So they lost an election. They steal it because at all costs they have to get, these people are insane. They're leftists. They're Marxists. They hate this country. And they took over without a mandate of the people. And obviously Joe Biden is not a moderate. He's a left-wing zealot, and he's an extremist. And look at the disaster that's happening in our country because of the Democrat agenda and the harm the toll it takes on our nation. We need to stand up against it aggressively the way Trump has. There's some really asinine comments coming from conservative commentators. Trump's under attack. That's why we have to support him, because when we're supporting Trump, we're supporting the constitutional system, we're supporting democracy, which they're trying to subvert. We cannot let the stolen election slide. We have to stand up for that, and we're going to prove it. And then if all this fraud and these shenanigans, which are criminal acts, they need to be held accountable for that. But God bless President Trump, and the reason why we need to support him, and it's ridiculous. We see what's going on with the Biden administration, bribery, the Hunter Biden laptop, corruption, influence peddling, quid pro quo, impeachable offenses by the Constitution. What are they going after Trump for? Supposedly he paid off a porn star. He had classified documents that he's entitled to have. As a president, he could declassify these are official documents from his administration that he has the rights to, and yet they're going to. It's frivolous. It's ridiculous, and they're trying to convict him of felonies. They can't stop him. He's going to be our candidate, and he's going to win. They could try to steal it again. I think it's going to be difficult. Honestly, you can't put anything past these Democrats, but I think it's going to be very difficult for them to steal an election again. Why would I say that? Well, they're not going to have COVID. There's this lawsuit going on with Louisiana and Missouri against the FBI carrying out censorship on social media. So if that's enforced, they won't have that anymore. They won't have COVID. A lot of the modes of voter fraud that they've done in the past with 2,000 Mules and other things, they've been exposed. And we'll be watching. Of course, they did it in Arizona with us watching, but we'll see what happens. I have faith. We have to be aggressive. We have to have our eyes open. We have to be adamant. But if we have a clean election, Trump will be reelected. As he was actually reelected in 2020. So we need to fight back, fight for our president, defend him, and this is crazy. They're trying to influence the election. The reason we're going to lawfare against a presidential candidate from keeping him from taking office. The reason why they're targeting him is because they know he won in 2020, and they know he's going to win again, and they're doing everything they can, and they know it's going to be difficult for them to pull off election fraud to the scale they need to do it to keep Trump out of office. So that's why they're trying to criminally prosecute him on bogus charges. This is third world banana republic stuff, and we can't stand for it. And I'm concerned about our future. If we win the election, the Democrats aren't going to recognize it, and there's going to be a revolt. Well, we have to protect our constitutional system. We need to hold these people accountable. If they don't respect rule of law, like they don't, if they don't respect the constitutional process, if they respected the constitutional process and they trusted in the electors, they wouldn't be trying to imprison President Trump. They know President Trump won the 2020 election. They know he's going to win again, so they're going to stop at nothing to keep him from taking office. So that's why we need to stand fast and maintain our support for our Republican system, our president, and for democracy. And I support the Make America Great agenda. I support Trump's presidency, his policies, and I believe that it's President Trump that's going to be able to restore American greatness and make America great again.